Welcome to Recollection Mall. If you were a mall rat like me or spent your formative years at the mall, then you've come to the right channel. Have you ever gone into your childhood or teenage or adulthood mall and ever wondered, I could have sworn that there was that store there? So let's take a trip down memory lane and go into the history of that mall in your home state. So stay tuned. Every Wednesday, I'll be doing a mall history of the oldest mall in every state in the US. Please subscribe and leave a comment or memory about your time at this mall. Thanks. The first major shopping mall in New Jersey was built on a 150-acre plot lying 18 miles northwest of the New York City's Times Square. An original plan, devised in 1951, would have had a joint venture of R.H. Macy and Company and Allied Stores developing a single New Jersey shopping center. This plan was abandoned in August of 1953, with the two companies deciding to build their own respective retail centers. R.H. Macy, proceeding under the Garden State Plaza Corporation, established the Garden State Plaza. Allied Stores developed Bergen Mall. The $26 million Garden State Plaza was implemented in 3 stages. Stage 1 stores were officially dedicated on May 1, 1957. The mall was anchored by a 3-level, 340,000 square foot L. Bamberger and Company, or Bambergers. 18 stores opened for business. Among these were Arcadian Gardens, Bond Clothes, Tom McCann Shoes, A.S. Beck Shoes, Lofts Candy, Milmar Shop, People's Trust Company of Bergen County, as well as the 2-level, 31,000 square foot S.S. Kresge 5 and Dime. 19 additional Stage 1 stores were in operation by November of 1957. A listing would include Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner, and Bean stockbrokers, Russack's Ladies and Children's Apparel, a Horn and Hardart sit-down restaurant, and a 32,000 square foot Grand Union supermarket. Stores completed as part of Stage 2 included the Garden State Bolorama, Mac Drug, a 31,000 square foot Safeway supermarket, and a 2-level 30,000 square foot Neisner's 5 and Dime. The mall got its second anchor with a 3-level 88,000 square foot JCPenney, which opened on October 23, 1958. Stage 3 added a 3-level 245,000 square foot Gimbels of New York. Dedicated on September 12, 1960, it was the chain's first New Jersey location. With Gimbel's completion, Garden State Plaza was the world's largest shopping center. It encompassed approximately 1.3 million leasable square feet, with a roster of 72 stores and services. The Paramus Drive-In Theater, which was adjacent to the mall's northwest parking area, had opened in August of 1947. It would be in business until the late 1980s. A sit-down venue, the Century's Paramus Theater, was situated in the mall's southeast parking area. It showed its first feature on June 30, 1965. In the mid-1980s, it was operating as an RKO Stanley Warner triplex. By the time the cinema was closed in January of 2006, it had operated under 5 owners. Meanwhile, the open-air Garden State Plaza had fallen behind with the 3 enclosed malls now operating in Paramus. There was the Bergen Mall, which was built in 1957, the Fashion Center, which was built in 1967, and the Paramus Park, which was built in 1974. A $21 million renovation of the Garden State Plaza was announced in February of 1975. The enclosure and remodeling was to encompass 3 phases. In 1976, President Gerald Ford made an appearance at the mall. The first phase of the renovation was initiated, which consisted of the enlargement of Bamberger's to 485,000 square feet. This was done by expanding into the adjacent inline store space, and when the construction dust settled in May of 1977, the store became the chain's flagship. The Phase 2 makeover got underway in early 1981. This entailed enclosing courts and concourses in the southern half of the mall. As part of the roof raising, new tile floors, cathedral ceilings, fountains, and landscapes were installed. Moreover, a 12-bay food court was built in the lower level of the complex. Stores such as Sam Goody Music, Atlantic Cards, and Wallach's moved into the northern end of the mall into the newly enclosed portion on the south. A dedication ceremony was held on October 21, 1982. Work was already underway on Phase 3, which enclosed the North Mall. This project was finished and dedicated in late 1984. The shopping center now houses 120 stores and services. Tenants included Talbot's, Foxmore Casuals, Victoria's Secret, Pants Place Plus, Cachet, and The Express. A fourth phase, renovation, consisting of the enlargement of JCPenney, would not come to fruition for several years. On October 7, 1986, Bamberger's closed. It would reopen and be rebranded as Macy's. In December of the same year, Australia-based Westfield acquired ownership share of Garden State Plaza. In March of 1986, Gimbel's closed. It reopened and was rebranded as a Newark-based Hanes. Meanwhile, Westfield announced a major Garden State Plaza remodeling in December of 1987. The project entailed creating a second retail level out of the existing basement. Work got underway in March of 1988 and was completed in the spring of 1989. In April of 1989, Hanes closed. The vacant Gimbel's Hanes was demolished and replaced by a three-level, 272,000 square foot Nordstrom's, which debuted on September 7, 1990. In January of 1995, a fourth major renovation of Garden State Plaza commenced. The mall would be expanded into a West Parkin area. Moreover, the adjacent drive-in theater, abandoned for several years, would be demolished with the auxiliary parking area created for the mall. During construction of the mall's new West Wing, an expansion of the existing JCPenney, planned since 1975, was completed. The store now encompassed 176,000 square feet. A two-level, 130,000 square foot Lord & Taylor opened, as well as a three-level, 135,000 square foot Neiman Marcus, and two parking garages were added as part of the mall concourse. New sections of the Garden State Plaza opened to the public on August 15, 1996. The mall now spanned approximately 1.9 million leasable square feet and housed nearly 275 stores and services under its roof. In November of 1998, the retail center was renamed Westfield Shopping Town Garden State Plaza. This was truncated to Westfield Garden State Plaza in June of 2005. Westfield had established 100% ownership of the mall in January of 2002. In 2003, Nobody Beat the Wiz closed and was replaced by a Best Buy. A fifth major enlargement of the Westfield Garden State Plaza included a remodeling of the food court, 20 new inline stores, and the construction of the AMC Garden State 16 Megaplex, which was built over the covered parking deck. This venue showed its first features on May 25, 2007. By the early 21st century, Westfield Garden State Plaza had become one of the most profitable shopping malls in the nation. Old Navy, who could no longer afford their premium-priced store space, closed. A two-level, 43,000 square foot area was renovated. It reopened as a Uniqlo fashion boutique on September 28, 2010. In January 2013, a $160 million construction project got underway. A parking garage adjacent to Neiman Marcus was demolished and replaced by a larger, state-of-the-art deck. Retail space in the southwest corner of the mall was reconfigured into a two-level, 23-tenant premium fashion. This was to include fashion-forward stores such as Tory Burch, Vince Camuto, Mahi, Sandro, Triumph Intimate Apparel, Scotch & Soda, Armani Exchange, Lush, and Forever Flawless. The renovation was conducted in 2 phases. On November 4, 2013, an alleged shooter opened fire at the mall, resulting in a lockdown. Construction of the new parking deck was dedicated in November of 2013. Charter stores in the premium fashion district opened on March 22, 2014. The gross leasable area of the Westfield Garden State Plaza now stood at approximately 2.1 million square feet, with retail rosters of 314 stores and services. On March 10, 2018, JCPenney closed their 59-year-old store. A freestanding Best Buy would close in April. Westfield announced that the 176,000 square foot Penny space would be divided into approximately 60 inline stores. On February 27, 2021, Lord & Taylor closed. It had been operating in the mall since August of 1996, and their store was part of the chain's dissolution. In April of 2023, the mall announced it would follow similar policies adopted by many other malls nationally, banning visitors under 18 without a parent or guardian from the mall on weekends. Today, the two-level super regional mall has over 2.1 million leasable square feet and has over 300 stores and is anchored by Macy's, Nordstrom, Neiman Marcus, and AMC theaters. What do you remember about this mall? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.